gamers. In this video, we're going to take a look at Amadeus Chulk in Alliance Battle Extreme, and we're going to compare him against naked Namor. So Namor with no uniform, who is the current Alliance Battle meta for Combat Hero Day. So we're going to take a look at the two builds. I'm going to quickly run through Chulk's skill set and his skill descriptions. Then what we're going to do a run with Namor. Then we're going to do a run with Chulk, and then we're going to have a bit of a chat about the results. So let's have a quick look at Chulk, how I've got him set up. Pretty good. I've got him maxed. I've got him pretty well maxed on everything. His attack speed's a bit low. That's because the ISO set was pre-rolled at overdrive, and I decided to keep that. Character gear, and that's pretty well stacked. It doesn't get too much more stacked than that. I've only got a couple of dodge euro in there to max his dodge rate out. His skills, let's run quickly through his skill descriptions. So his Awaken skill, applies to enemies, deals 30% chill damage, has a stun, has a freeze, 30% decrease of all defense, so has a defense down, applies a self crit damage increase by 50, ignores target dodge rate by 70, big invincible, removes all debuffs, increases damage by 70% for one attack, 100% chance to increase crit damage by 50, and buff and buff and buff for attack and defense. He's passive with the uniform, increases guaranteed crit rate, which doesn't help the CTP of Rage, unfortunately. Ignores target dodge rate by 20, increased skill and bonus damage. So his first skill has a stun, second skill has a stun, third skill has a huge buff and has that really OP trait. Accumulates 10% of true damage dealt to enemy regardless of defense and dodge rate. His fourth skill has another defense down on it and a stun and also a HP recovery. His fifth skill also has a massive self buff on it. It has a fracture to the enemy and a stun to the enemy, and has a pretty massive buff, 30% all attacks, all defenses, and speed as well. It decreases all damage received by 15%. He's quite a tanky character, even though he's certainly trimmed down a lot in this uniform. His tier 1 passive crit damage increased by 25, which is always nice, super armor and all defense. And his leadership is same as what it was before. Okay, I've got his ISO set overdrive. I've got all attack and dodge ISO on him. Got a really nice CTP of Rage on him. And his uniform is mythic. And I've maxed all his uniform options and set him up for Alliance Battle Extreme. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So that's where he's at. He's absolutely maxed, even though somehow he's ranked 8 in this server. Someone else must have some additional euro on him. So that's Amadeus Cho. We're going to take him for a run with the Combat Hero team. Being She-Hulk, Valkyrie, and himself. Now, She-Hulk with a new uniform, if anyone's wondering, her leadership increases by 5%. So it was 60% with the Fantastic Four uniform. It's now 65% to male characters, which is an increase, which kind of makes her uniform a must-have, which is probably fair enough. I haven't really tried her out in any game modes with the uniform. Let's have a quick look at Namor stats before we get into the runs. So Namor, because I built him with the uni before to compare him with Hulk, I've just kept the same build. It looks pretty good like that, but when you actually look at the stats, it's pretty bad. And you got to keep in mind, guys, we don't get the Alliance bonus stats in this test server. I mean, I'm in a level 1 Alliance that I had to create. So there's a lot of disadvantages that comes with being in a level 1 Alliance, and that is you lose all of those Alliance bonus items for stat increases. So we got crit rate at 63, crit damage 200, dodge only at 60%, say, cooldown just under 50, good enough. Ignore defense is a real issue, 42%. So I'm going to run him like that. It's far from max, and I don't know, I guess you could argue that it's not really a comparable build to Chulk, but it's kind of the best I can come up with at this point in time. I made these videos last night, just before I went to bed, because I was just absolutely knackered. It was like 12:30. It's half hour before reset. I did 2 runs with Chulk, one just to get the feel for him, and the second run is what you'll actually see. It is far from a maxed out or an optimized rotation that we have for Chulk, so keep that in mind as well. I mean, I don't know with Chulk, I don't know when to cancel the Awaken skill. I didn't have time to play around with that yesterday in Alliance Battle Extreme. Maybe I will tomorrow, but what I am going to say is stick around and have a look at the results. I think you'll be surprised. I think Chulk, once his skill rotation is optimized, I think he will give Namor a bit of a run for his money. But I'm just going to leave it at that, and you guys can make up your own mind when you check out the video. Stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, let's take Namor for a run, naked Namor without uniform, and see how he does. And we're just going to use this as a benchmark to test against Amadeus Cho. I'm talking very quietly because everyone in my house is asleep and it's quite late. I should actually probably be in bed myself, but I'm trying to squeeze this run in before reset. I don't think it's going to be anything special, guys, so it should be a benchmark of sorts. See how we go. Delayed proc there, not ideal. Like we might be on track for around about 3.5. Maybe a touch more. .7. Okay, so that's a good benchmark. Now we're going to take Cho for a run. Chulk in ABX. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Let's get some nice procs on the Awaken skill. Oh, the barrier. on, proc baby, proc. Yep, that's the ticket. Yes. That's the ticket. Proc. Yep, good. Go, 3 million, baby, 3 million. Pretty good. Pretty good. Lots of room to improve as well. Pretty good. So there you go, guys. We've got a 3.7 with Namor, naked Namor, versus, say, 3.05 with Chulk. My second run with Chulk. So there is going to be lots of room to improve that score, particularly if I can figure out how to cancel certain skills and incorporate them into the stacking effect of the actual Awaken skill. If we can figure that out, I reckon he's got a chance. Having said that, Namor build was pretty shit. So, I don't know. Look, it's probably a long shot that he will take over Namor, but it's not a dead loss. It's not like there is no hope at all. So he's going to require further testing, and yeah, we'll see how we go. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks.